On Hulu, I watched. What was the name of this one? No, it's not that one. It's the one before Moonraker. It's from like 1977. The Spy Who Loved Me. So, this one starts off. This is a 77 Bond film. Roger Moore's playing Bond. He's involved in this chase bit. He's out in a mountainous area, okay? And there's people chasing after him. The girl he's left was actually a double agent or something like this. He has some device on him that people are chasing him, okay? So he's on skis. There's a cool stunt where he skis off a mountain, jettisons the skis in midair, and then deploys a chute. Oh, Roger Moore didn't actually do that, but we know a stuntman did, and that's the beauty of films in the 70s. So, we then start into our theme song. Nobody does it better. It's an alright theme song. You know, I think this is one that's widely associated with Bond. It's one of the top shelf themes of the Bond themes. We then find out that this Agent XXX's lover was one of the people on skis that Bond killed, and XXX and him have to figure out why they have both British and Russian nuclear subs missing. Yeah, we saw a sub get hijacked at the beginning. I forgot to mention that. So, also a weird bit here, and this happened in Live and Let Die also. There's like nude women pictures on the walls in boats. Stuff you don't see when you watch this on VHS. And also, like, you get more of an eyeful than you recall even during the Bond opening title sequences. I think they're all done by Maurice Bender, at least until they get to Brosnan. And, you know, more on that later. But, so, the Russians and the British, they're going to pool their resources, investigate this. Bond understands that there was this device that was tracking the subs, and he has microfilm he needs to confiscate about this matter. But the guy who's bidding it up or is looking for whatever, he's in Egypt. Meanwhile, the bad guy, I think his name's Stromberg. I may have that wrong, I'll just say bad guy. He's a tycoon. He's got this idea for an underwater city, but he needs everybody else to nuke each other. He had these inventors come up with a device that he could get the nuclear subs, and that way he could start World War III and then live peacefully with his folks underwater. But his secretary sold the plans, and that's basically what Bond's after, and it's fairly convoluted in that regard. So he learns that XXX is after this too, and at this point they have to team up to defeat Jaws, famous Bond villain, one of the best known, easily the best known henchman. Well, Oddjob's quite well known too, but he's 7 foot tall Richard Kiel. You probably remember him from Happy Gilmore, and he's like indestructible. He survives just about everything they throw at him, and he tears up this van in Egypt when they've gotten the microfilm from him, and he's like wrecking this van that they're trying to get away in. But you know, that doesn't do any good for anybody. And so though they get away, they have to kind of hang out and go see the bad guy. They go check in his hotel. There's a busty chick working there. She actually shows up in a later unofficial Bond movie. Never Say Never Again. And you also have one of the best action sequences in a Bond film in this one. The Lotus Esprit, which looks right badass in 1977. This is a Series 1 Esprit. White. And looking really nice. And there's like helicopters chasing them. You got evil guys one of his other assistants is in the helicopter and shit. There's cars after him and all this stuff. They take Bond and Triple X take the car off this like dock into the water, convert it into a submarine, and I believe it actually functions. You know, they had several versions of this, and the final submarine version actually works as a sub. So they're like exploring shit. They launch a water-to-air missile, take out the helicopter. They fight some guys underwater, get a few holes in the car, and then they head back to shore. And Bond has like this fish that he drops out the window, like, here, this guy belongs to you guys on the beach or some shit. It's a pretty kick-ass scene even today, in part because you don't see helicopters chasing cars anymore. So, where do they go from here? They end up getting onto a sub that ends up getting captured by this freighter or something in the water that opens up and captures submarines. There's cool miniatures in this. These miniatures are pretty damn effective today. And Bond and Triple X are aboard. You do get to see some of Triple X's boobs when she takes a shower in the submarine. And this guy comes by, it's like, hey, haven't you seen a major take a shower? And it's like, wow, that's more of her than I remember seeing on TV. Because my experience with this movie is like VHS tape recorder from TBS in about 1990. So, that goes down, they're captured. Big gun shooting everywhere. Bond has to fight Jaws. He ends up like getting Jaws to go fighting with this shark. And Jaws actually beats the shark. This is a shark that the bad guy was feeding his assistant to earlier in the movie. And then Bond has he like rescues Triple X, meets up with the bad guy who's at this dinner table. He's got this like gun aimed at the person across the table, and he's like, hey, sit down here. And he's like, no, I'm going to put my gun in here and shoot you instead. Then Bond just straight up shoots him in the chest a whole lot. It's like, that's not the usual way to get rid of a villain in a Bond movie, but it works. The place goes up, there's explosions everywhere. The remaining guys on the sub that are still alive get away. And Bond and Triple X hook up. She swore she was going to kill the guy responsible for her lover's death, but has second thoughts. And they're hooking up, and then at this point, Q spies in on him. It's like, hey, let's check in on them. Oh, look, it's he's improving foreign relations or something like that. And then Bond's like, oh, they're spying on us, those guys. This is considered to be one of the better Roger Moore ones. It's got the extravagant sets. It really makes you wonder how much money they spent on this. I mean, it's really quite cool stuff. And if you could pull off anything like this today at all, especially practically, you know, maybe with OSHA interfering, you probably couldn't. But, you know, I think this is a pretty worthy James Bond movie. I give The Spy Who Loved Me 3 out of 4 stars.